Trump said, I made those terms with Joe. Then he said, fine, I'll do it with you then. That's fine, step in there. And then Kamala said, well, we want to change all the rules. I want to sit down and I want some notes and I want the mics on so I can say, I'm speaking. Yeah. Have her little hissy fit in front of America.
As the vice president said, and I think you all know, she said that she's going to schedule an interview by the end of the month. I think everybody can look at a calendar.
Oh, well, it's not over yet, is it, anchor CNN guy?
They weren't familiar with her, so I think she has to reintroduce herself to the public. But for him, I think that they thought that he's better for the economy. And that, again, that he brought money into the community or that he was on black people's side.
It's debate season, and some of the details are now being ironed out. Donald Trump posted this saying that Kamala's team has finally come to an agreement on the debate. Remember, she's not so good at talking or debating or thinking or speaking or any of those items, which are pretty important if you're going to be the president. So she doesn't want to do all of the debates. Trump offered 3 debates. She's like, I don't want to go on Fox, and maybe she'll do the other one, but we have one confirmed for sure now because Trump has come out and said ABC is moving forward. He says, look, I have reached an agreement with the radical left Democrats for a debate with comrade Kamala Harris. It will be broadcast live on ABC Fake News, by far the nastiest and most unfair newscaster in the business, on Tuesday, September 10th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The rules will be the same as the last CNN debate, which seemed to work out well for everyone except perhaps crooked Joe Biden. The debate will be stand up and candidates cannot bring notes or cheat sheets. We have also been given assurance by ABC that this will be a fair and equitable debate and that neither side will be given the questions in advance. No Donna Brazile giving questions to Hillary. Harris would not agree to the Fox News debate on September 4th, but that date will be held open in case she changes her mind or flip-flops as she has done on every single one of her long-held and cherished policy beliefs. A possible third debate, which would go to NBC Fake News, has not been agreed to by the radical left. God bless America. And that's good news. We want to see this happen. Now, you'll notice in this little update from the president, we don't have an update on the microphones that we were able to read through. But CNN came out and said the microphones should be muted just like they were at the first debate. Kamala was coming at Trump saying, how dare you not agree to the debate that you already had with Joe Biden? Trump said, I made those terms with Joe. Then he said, fine, I'll do it with you then. That's fine, step in there. And then Kamala said, well, we want to change all the rules. I want to sit down and I want some notes and I want the mics on so I can say, I'm speaking. Yeah. Have her little hissy fit in front of America. So former President Donald Trump on Tuesday announced on True Social that he had reached an agreement. We just read it. Mirrors the same terms that CNN used in its prior debate, including that the microphones will be muted as the other candidate speaks, and there's no studio audience that's going to be present. A person familiar with the matter confirmed to CNN. That's good. So Kamala finally agreed to the terms that she demanded. It's a great job, Kamala, changing her mind multiple times. CNN has reached out to Harris for a comment, but we haven't heard from her because nobody has. Trump did not specifically mention the muted microphones in the post, simply saying the rules will be the same. His announcement follows a period of negotiations between his and Harris's campaign, which reached the stalemate over the debate protocols, particularly about the muting of the microphones. Trump's team wanted the microphones to be muted throughout the debate, except for the candidate speaking, because that's how it was with Biden. But on Monday, Trump appeared to undercut that, saying, I don't care, I'll have live microphones. He just says, whatever, I'll talk to her, whatever. The CNN debate rules also had the absence of a studio audience. Both candidates stood at a uniform podium with a position determined by a coin flip. The 90-minute debate had 2 commercial breaks, campaign staff not permitted to interact with the candidates, no props, no pre-written notes were allowed on the stage, but candidates were given a pen and a pad of paper and a bottle of water. It appears, however, that the debate over debates is not entirely over. Harris has declined September 4th because she can't handle it on Fox News, even though Trump's going on ABC. Trump would keep the date open, and Harris has also not accepted over on with CNN. What Harris has done with CNN is agreed to a joint interview. Greg Price clipped this one for us. Says Kamala's now sitting down for an interview with Dana Bash, apparently. Here's the headline. Harris and Walz are going to sit with CNN for an exclusive first joint interview since the campaign began. Her emotional support governor going to come out, and they're just going to play patty cake with each other. And it's going to be with Dana Bash, who's an ultra lib anyways. So it's pretty pathetic. It's going going to be pre-taped and she can't even handle it herself. Now, her team is getting ornery. Here is Ian Sams. He's the same guy who used to talk for Joe Biden and cover up Joe Biden's criminal efforts. He's like a communications expert, so he just comes out and lies. But here's what he said when he was asked about this, and you can see, man, he's got a bad attitude about this. He's going to have to fix his attitude if people are going to like Kamala.
And one of the places that she may be able to speak to her views on a variety of issues is in an in-depth interview with a journalist. This is something that she has not done since President Biden stepped away. I admit, as a member of the press, this is something that we place a priority on, but I think there are a lot of anxious Democrats, there are a lot of independents and undecideds across this country who would like to hear more from her in more depth on specific issues. When is that going to happen?
As the vice president said, and I think you all know, she said that she's going to schedule an interview by the end of the month. I think everybody can look at a calendar.
Oh, well, it's not over yet, is it, anchor CNN guy? It's still August. She still has time. And so she's only going to schedule it, right? So she's just going to come out, schedule the interview, not actually do the interview. And then that is going to be their solution. Well, she's got one scheduled. She's busy campaigning, talking to the American people. And those are the people that really love her, right? This came out from Eric Abbenante. Clip this one. This former Biden-Harris administration press secretary, Jen Psaki, now over on MSNBC. You know the name of her show. It's right here on the wall, Inside Jen Psaki. Strange name for a show. But she brought on another anchor from CNN to have a talk with him. Dans les mots was talking to people all around America and got to understand what people think of Kamala. Here's what he said.
What did they think about Harris? Did they have anything to say about her?
Listen, it depends on where you are. We went to a number of different battleground states in Pennsylvania, Ohio. We were in Michigan, Indiana, on our way, obviously, Illinois, on our way to Chicago. And it sort of depended on where you were. Philadelphia was a bit more liberal, and the answers to the questions about her and him were quite different. But for the most part, in Pittsburgh or at the Jersey Shore, in Atlantic City, in Ohio especially, many people did not know who she was, right? They weren't familiar with her. So I think she has to reintroduce herself to the public. But for him, I think that they thought that he's better for the economy. And that, again, that he brought money into the community, or that he was on black people's side.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. Dans les mots. Got a nice taste of truth when he was out talking to real people across America.